What's good, everybody? My name is SoloSam, and we are here on another episode of House Special, brought to you by Soho House Chicago and Soho Friends. And today we have a great artist, a great producer, a pillar in the Chicago community, one half of TheCoolKids, and somebody I look up to, Chuck English.
Oh, yo.
Yo. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a bunch of mix of things. This might be the most technical episode we have this season. What do we got going on here?
A little recipe that I've kind of fused together. It's based off like lobster bisque and like a natural bolognese.
Okay, nice.
So I kind of wanted to make a lobster pasta that was, like more of what I dialed in.
Okay.
So this is a fusion.
And why is it? So why is this like? What's important about this recipe to you?
Making lobster bisque, out of all the things I cooked, making lobster bisque was, you can mess it up.
Oh,
it's
for
not
sure.
like an easy step-by-step process.
Yeah.
So once I got to that, once I achieved that completion,
Yeah.
and I knew I've perfected lobster bisque.
See,
I wanted to see how many different directions I could take the bisque process.
Hell
So
yeah. Let's get into it.
yeah,
Got the onions over here.
onions,
Smells.
Holy Trinity.
It's just smells. That's how you know you make it. When celery is in the mix, you know you're making something. Because unless I'm having wings, I never have celery. Like ever.
and then you don't eat the celery with the wings.
You don't. I think the celery on wings is just to look at it and contemplate like, oh, there's celery here. I'm having wings. Originally, you grew up in Michigan and Detroit, you said.
Yeah.
And then you made your way out to Chicago when you were how old?
17.
17. What was that transition like just across
20
the
years
lake?
ago, like in a month.
Yeah.
So I moved to Chicago like July 7th, 2002.
Nice.
I just graduated high school and I knew like I could either have a summer or I could just get it cracking. So I didn't have a summer, I just went to school.
Nice,
because
nice.
they offered summer classes. It was like good to spend that initial summer here before fall classes started because I got really acquainted and I realized that this was a place I wanted to be artistically.
Yeah.
You leave your parents, get off the food.
Yo, see, look, the fly, man.
Get him out of here,
That's
bro.
the biggest, I'm gonna be honest, that is
Bro,
the
kill
biggest
him.
fucking fly.
Kill him.
I didn't kill it.
It's
I know
all
he
good.
just dipped off and he gonna come back.
We saved his life.
He gonna slide on us with homies for sure.
No, he's not. We're not letting that slide.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it was a great experience to come here early
Yeah.
and kind of start creating my identity
As an artist.
as not just as an artist, but just as someone like leaving high school, leaving your parents' house. It's the first time in life where I'm not calling to say what time I'm gonna be home.
You just like an adult.
Once my parents left school, once they dropped me off and like we said the hug, I realized like, all right, it's time to grow up.
That's amazing.
Because instead of going to a college with a dorm and meal plan, I literally just moved into an apartment at 17 and had to be in class in like 3 days.
That's crazy.
So,
and we all know, we all know the story about how the starting of the group, TheCoolKids, like, I'm not sure if this is true, but it started off of Facebook. Not Facebook, MySpace.
yeah.
And we were talking about MySpace earlier. MySpace jump-started careers like Kid Cudi, Soulja Boy, damn near Drake. What was it like during that like Dat Piff MySpace era, connecting and just growing as an artist versus like what you think like today's community of like the digital realm is like TikTok in that space?
There was no intention. We didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of beauty in, slight ignorance.
Yeah.
Especially creatively. So if you were around at this time, I'm gonna add the tomatoes now.
Oh yeah, let's go.
If you were around at that time, like in school, there was Friendster, there was all of these different social apps that were literally the visual version of instant messenger.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of friends you made, like girls I was talking to, all that would be off of, instant messenger, right?
People were just instant messages sliding off.
Well, that was
Facebook.
our first. It was our first connection outside of, the natural meeting of human beings. So
Yeah,
my generation caught instant messenger.
that's true.
So if you think about that, when MySpace came out, it was like, oh, okay, I get this.
Yeah.
This is just like instant messenger with a
But
homepage.
yeah, it's like
So
a
you're not
profile.
thinking that this is a networking for other creatives. You're
It
just
just
doing
happened.
it.
It just happened. But I feel like that's kind of in the realm of the TikTok space when it came to be. Before people were like, I'm trying to go viral. It was one of those like, I just want to share whatever I want on it.
TikTok is just a derivative of Vine.
Yeah.
And Vine had no musical upside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Vine was just people making cool videos that are funny.
Yeah.
And it was like, we were also in a funnier time. This is pre-Trump, pre-everybody getting serious.
Yeah.
And then TikTok comes along. Yeah, TheCoolKids, we made MySpace kind of like our hub, but I had no other options. The only thing I had to do was maybe take my CD and see if an A&R liked it.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like, I feel like my music career got started on the latter half of that. That sounds miserable. Because I remember the era where people were like, when even like Chance was passing out like 10-day physically, and that sounds dope, like it as a moment, but like how mentally exhausting it would be for me to physically be out here on the streets being like, listen to me, and somebody be like, get out my face.
And now it's time.
Do you want to taste the brandy before you?
Do I need to?
I mean, I don't know. It's your recipe.
Fuck it.
I'll have a taste with you.
You go first.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Sorry.
See the mix up right there? Oh, that's a
Cheers.
7 a.m. folks.
Kitchen. Ooh.
I had vitamin and coffee before this. I
This
don't
is
think I
smooth.
should have done that. My shit about to be burning. I saw that there was a Neptunes credit on Get Right, I think it was.
Yeah.
I always like.
That's a great story. I got a good one for that.
Okay, because I was wondering, because I personally, I always heard like Neptunes Influence with a mix of Jay Dilla in terms of the swings of everything, and you just handling the production and majority of production of all those projects. How did that come to be working with the Neptunes, and like, man, the Neptunes is like classic. That's goated. So that's.
I think a lot of. I don't know, man. I think there's more magic in that than it is anything. Just reversing it back to like 20 years ago when I got to college, knowing that like the end of 2002 was like Pharrell's most influential time. I don't think anybody mattered as much at that point in time.
Hell no.
You had Grindin' that just came out in May. The fast forward like September, Justin Timberlake's Like I Love You hits the radio.
Yeah.
To go from both of those as like a kid that wasn't like, I'm not gonna say I'm alt. I'm just, a black kid.
Yeah.
In America that's accepted and digested a lot of different cultures. From having friends that skateboard to going to all boys Catholic school to being in a middle school that was
like
hella
the Neptunes
colorful, but
trifecta. Like that's.
it was like I understood where he was coming from. He wasn't speaking to me to lead. It was really what I was. Like as I was Neptune music as a child.
Yeah.
So I think my focus went from being a drummer, always being musically inclined, being an artist, to actually seeing something that reminds you of what your identity could be. And then just being laser focused, because when I first started making beats, everything sounded like the Neptunes. Everything I did was Neptunes adjacent, right?
Yeah.
But not because I wanted to copy, but because it was just the style I liked.
It was a style.
Yeah.
It definitely was. I remember, I still remember to this day when I'm like in my crib, I'm watching TV, and I see a Rhapsody commercial. And on this Rhapsody commercial, pedals on the whip, man. Just Black Mags come on, and I was like, that's crazy. That for me was like a dub, because I was like the fact that like Chicago has a rap group that is literally on TV, on a commercial, and that was one of my favorite beats. And I just remember the first time I heard it, I was just like, this is the, like, I thought it was produced by, the first time I heard it, I thought it was produced by the Neptunes, and that's when I was just like, oh yeah, this is gas. Just the production style. And
you know what's crazy about the Black Mags beat?
What?
I don't know if I told this.
Was it?
Nah, because, you know, Bodie James is my first cousin.
Yeah.
So I actually made that beat for him and had his lyrics on it and took his shit off, and me and Mikey rapped over it. So I made that beat for like this song. I made this beat for this song. He had came and kicked it with me for, you know, like, he'll tell you, like, he definitely lived the life he raps about, but in his moments where either he wasn't jammed up doing something or, you know what I mean, he'd come and kick it with me. And he came and kicked it with me, and I made all these beats, and we literally made an album. We had no reason to make an album, honestly, because we didn't know what we was gonna do.
But that's a cool thing. Like, I always think that's a cool thing about music, is it's not always you're going in to make an album. Sometimes the album will call you, and I feel like that's an example of the album calling you.
Yeah, so it's like that beat, it was almost Neptunian what I was thinking about. It's like I made a beat for a very menacing but colorful, well-told street story.
Yeah. And that's what it
if
sounded like.
If I could find that session, bro, I'd pay like $700 right now. Like
only $700?
Because that's how much it costs to get your hard drives brief.
Oh, okay. He's like, that Black Mags beat $700.
No, $700 to get the Boldy verse that was on top of the Black Mags.
Would you ever, like, if you had that, would you ever put it on like Spotify?
Hell yeah.
That would be raw.
If you could smell it, you should inhale it.
Gosh.
See what I'm saying?
This man. So he came to cook. Look at that. It's a steam. It's like.
Yeah. So we gonna cook that down a little bit more. You know it's good because
Frank hit the camera. That's how you know it's good. He was like, Clint, you gotta do a replay of that. No,
just put it back over. I don't want to touch it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, why the hell would you touch?
Because I saw some like African mother. She was cooking something and she was covering. Bro. Yeah, and she was cooking and like touching the grease. Yeah. I was like, I want the smoke. He knows that. Growing up, like my dad, so like my mom is Korean and my dad's West African. But Korean? Yeah, South Korean. Okay. So, I mean, for those that don't know, because anytime I say Korean, a lot of people are like North or South. If she was North Korean, I would cease to exist. They don't just slide over here whenever they want. No. So in terms of cooking, growing up, my dad, he would put his hand in plantain oil. Yeah. And or the oven. I'd be like, yo, doesn't that hurt? And always straight face, he'd be like this. It is not hot. No. He would eat food boiling. It is not hot. Spicy food. The smoke, bro. He would feed it to me. And I'd be like, Dad, this is hot. He's like, Sam, it is not hot. You have to go get some water. Go drink some water. Seeing how different cultures cook food, it always like, I don't get jealous, but I really am like, I'm into the art and I'm into the idiosyncrasies and the small little different behaviors that come with that culture. Like watching that woman touch that hot ass grease. Yeah, because like it's really one of those, you do it, you grab it. You know, once everything is mental. So it's like, we can get deep right here. Yeah. It's like, if I know it's hot, my brain's gonna tell me it's hot. Have you ever like touched something that was hot, didn't know it right away, then it burnt you? Like it kicked in? That's more of but like that little section where your brain didn't know it was hot. Like that's a very ill spot to be in. That's also like third-degree burns. I like that too. Yeah, well. I'm gonna be honest, because I used to work at a glass blowing studio, and it's the shock of it, you don't catch it, and then later on it catches up, and you're like, damn. So what's it looking like now? When do we throw the cream in, brother? Oh, we're about to get there. It's sweat down, so now I'm gonna add the fish. The clam juice. Add another cup of it. So the real science of this is get all of these vegetables to cook down to like a small sloshy sloshy paste. So you let it cook down and then you add the fish or the clam juice. We usually use fish stock.
Yeah.
But clam juice and fish stock are fucking this. Can I swear? No?
If not, we could bleep it out, but
Yeah, clam juice and fish stock.
In terms of food though, like what kind of things are you gonna get into, like diverging? Because I know we talked prior to this and you said you had some ideas in the pipeline. What's that look like for you?
Well, I wrote a book. I started a barbecue catering company.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Damn.
Written recipes for sauces. It's just like this whole multiverse of things that can kind of go with what I do in food, and because that's like the language I speak. Like I'm definitely a live to eat. There's people that eat to live. I chose a different path.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's when I think about cultures worldwide, when I think about animals, when I think about plants, when I think about everything on Earth, the most peaceful moment is when there's food.
And that's like that
togetherness of
communal.
food. Yeah, what? That's the only universal language.
There's no when you think about an animal, like for instance, that's it's cooking down too. When you think about an animal like my dog, my dog loves me, and it's only because I drop food. I forgot who said this, but I do drop food everywhere. And my dog, because of it, is just this is why we're best friends. So sometimes I'll just drop food and I'll look back and it's gone, and he'll just be looking at me like my brother. So shout out to all the dogs out there just eating food from their sloppy owners. But that is a very important thing where I feel like food is very communal and kind of it allows you to just understand cultures. Because I always say this, you can't be small-minded if you got an open palate. If you're sharing food in different communities, that causes you to just reach out. So if you're watching this, go get some food from a different community.
Go get some food from a different community, for sure.
Go get some food from it. Go down to that local shop. And yeah,
eat like a local, man.
For real, eat like a local. Go to different neighborhoods and eat. Chicago has, I always say this, Chicago has some of the best food in the country. And other people are like, well, what about New York? What about it?
What about it?
What about it?
Have you been to Detroit? Eat there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Detroit got good food.
It's almost like I know that you're not really traveling the way you think you are.
Yeah.
If you try to tell me LA food's bad, because that means you just don't know how to move.
So I'm not gonna lie, I've heard a lot of people be like, it's not that they've said LA's food's bad. I think they said
yeah, they did.
They definitely did.
They definitely
it was the
bad.
fusion thing, because it's always like those have you ever wanted deep dish pizza and a sushi burrito?
But that's
At this place
that's
in California, we could, but that's like tourism food.
Yeah,
so
that's not LA.
Yeah.
All right, might need your help.
All right, let's go.
So
this is where folks get burned. This is my favorite part.
All right, I'll use the towel. I'll use both towels. Just hold this over here. Let me turn this fire down. It shouldn't cook that hot. All right. More?
Yep.
All right, now watch this. This is the part.
This is it, folks.
See this now.
Mixing with it. It smells luxurious, kind of like a nice glass of wine with a nice fish dish. You don't have any taxes you have to pay this year. None of these things are ever going to exist in life, but I swear it smells like that. And he's smushing it down.
All right, yep, and then hand me the tomato paste.
The tomato right here. Tomato paste, folks.
All right, so there's still a little bit more smashing left to do.
No.
I'm gonna give my arm a break for a second.
Yeah.
Turn this fire down.
I got you on some smash shit.
Yeah. All right, now you can join the process, my fellow chef.
I'm trying to, bro.
Is there a better? Here. Let's see if this works.
Bro, that is a square in a circle. Somebody did not do shapes growing up.
Nah, you're right.
He really grabbed his square
But
spatula and started pushing it in a circle, folks.
You never know till you try.
That's real. Cook. That's a life lesson. We need to remember that.
Will this plate work?
I mean, yeah. But the bandwidth of this metal of this thing is.
Yeah, look at all that. That's enough.
Okay. All right. Quick question for you. So, you know, you're part of like, you know, watching movies with the sound off, you
Yep.
know, finally famous, 10 days, some of these notable mixtapes and projects. What was that experience like, just like having a hand on those bodies of work?
I mean, you never really know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you never know, but you can anticipate. And I think that's where me having the vision with these artists and knowing that, like, the first day I ever met Chance, I was like, yeah, you know, you got it.
Yeah.
Same thing with Mac. I was like, you got it.
And those are like heavy, and that's the crazy thing is just like, you know, being a part and integral to those careers very much so says a lot about them, but a lot about you, man, which is like I said, you're one of those people that I've been a fan of a minute, and just kind of like how you move and navigate, you know, like I still remember like linking up on getting in tune with Rhythm Roulette, you know, Mass Appeal. Shout out them, they're the homies. But just seeing your Rhythm Roulette on there.
My Rhythm Roulette was the one.
It was fire.
It was crazy because they took a break right after mine. And like I think about how much of a fan of that show I was.
Yeah.
And then
Mass Appeal, bring it back.
they said they were, but like
They,
knowing my record dig was crazy. The fact that I came up with what I came up with.
yeah,
The way I went about it.
yeah.
You know, like I
It was one of those things that to me, I was like, oh, Chuck English has a Rhythm Roulette. I bet you it's going to be gas. And I watched it and I'm like, of course, it's gas. This is like his bread and butter. This is what he does. So your Rhythm Roulette was a nice one, I will say.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. Backside. We just go, there we go.
See, like now it's getting thicker over here.
Mm-hmm. Should we throw the third one on here?
Yeah, let's do it. There we go.
You saw the pot. You see
It's a great smell.
I'm gassing it up for y'all. We got pyrotechnic, you know.
All right, so here goes the best part.
Okay, let's get it.
Lobster claw meat. A little bit more heavy cream.
I'm excited about this. I'm super excited. You know, like when I was doing my season 1 of another cooking show, I was doing kimchi fries and stuff like that, and I'm like, I can't wait to see what other people make, and this is what I'm excited about. You know, baby oil, you know, staircase, you know,
Baby.
chill out, like the new body of work that you put out before shit got weird. Like you were telling me prior to this, like every artist I feel like has that pandemic, you know, grind that they were on, and you were telling me that you were like Kanye with the beats every day for the summer. Like what was that experience like in terms of creating through that process, and did it change how you produce at all?
There was it was just like a lot of confusion and shit going on with me. Just the pandemic happening, being scared. Everything I worked for
Would be over.
is like slightly over, and it just took the focus off being such a, like it being, you know, making music to tour, making music to go on the radio,
Yeah.
making music to do all these different things that the world's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
So I think my focus got a little different.
Mm-hmm.
So I started hearing a different sound.
Yeah.
And is there a top for this?
I'm not.
We don't need a top. I'm
Yeah.
gonna just let it. I'm gonna actually show it cooking down. Once those get red, we can take them off.
Got you. See, that's how you know it was when they turn red. So I think like the one thing I learned is like, if you were creating through the pandemic, I feel like it's because you loved it. Because there were a lot of people I know who were just like Yo, I'm good. I'm done doing this.
God, that shit is good.
It's fire?
Fuck.
Let me taste.
Here, just.
I'm a germaphobe.
All right, yeah, do your thing.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. I am a germaphobe. What of it? We just had a damn pandemic. People be so surprised. I'm like, I'm a germaphobe. They're like, really? Have you seen this past 2 years we went through? That's why folks are like, I don't know how I got COVID.
Oh, I can tell you how.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
This man can cook. I'm glad now people can see my reaction to other people's food when it's good, because I have one whole just season of me eating food and making that face, but this is phenomenal. Ooh, am I getting this right? I just want to make sure I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And then just pull the meat out a little bit. Let it sit over the top of the shell.
Okay. This is my first time cooking lobster tails. I'm not even gonna lie.
What?
Right like that?
Yeah, we can do it like that. We can take the whole meat out.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to butterfly it. We can just actually put lobster tail meat over the top of it. Yep.
Boom.
Yep, we can
Come
do that.
on,
Put a little bit of butter. Put a little bit of butter. We dip it in butter, and then put it back over here for like 2 things, and get the char on it.
Mm-hmm.
Set that plate, like set it by itself.
All right, put a little butter on top. Get that char, folks.
And we'll do it a new way, because usually this recipe takes claw meat and tail meat, but I like letting people use the tail meat how they want. So
Yeah.
what we'll do is get that grilled, chop it up, and once it's in the pasta, sprinkle the tail meat around.
Okay, I see what you
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, to be honest with you, when people eat lobster, the butterfly and the tail, that is kind of for show.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna eat the shell.
No.
So let's get the shell out of there. There we go. There we go. Yep.
See, that's the African in me, just grabbing it off there.
So having a grill here kind of like changes and makes the recipe a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more like here, because the grill, I've never really done that. I've never had, in a big
grill accessible. Like
yeah.
This is a big kitchen, folks. So, we're big cooking.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, besides being in front of 2 turntables or a drum machine,
Yeah.
this is where I'm close to home at.
So you got your started. What would you say is, your favorite thing about in terms of your production style? Not like what you enjoy about producing, but just like your production style. Like, what's the thing you know that like I'm nice?
I'm not scared. And the only thing I'm scared of is making like stuff I don't like hearing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody ever really like dived in, but I hardly use the same snare. I'm allergic to using the same snare.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I'm not.
It's just like so many snares.
I'm not allergic.
And there's so many different ways I can maneuver through, because my drums are what I stand out on, because I'm a drummer.
Yeah.
So when I can create a rhythm that gives me any bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Familiarity with anything I've heard before,
Yeah.
that's what starts it. So if it's like I got a drum rhythm and it reminds me of some Marley Marl, you know what I mean? Early LL, the rhythm, I'll be like, okay, I got that, that's familiar. Now I'm gonna go in a other direction. Now I'm gonna go like Paul Hardcastle, like some sort of key change that feels like Rainforest. So now I got drums from this era, I got keys from this era, I add some things over the top from this era, now I got a whole nother dish.
Okay, I feel like a bum because as a producer, me personally, like that's a level of detail that I admire, but there are just some times with the way the world's working for me where I'm like, it's a nice loop, and I've definitely used this snare about 30 times, but we gonna run it back again. But it's like, but no, I truly appreciate that's the dedication, and like you could hear it in your production style for sure.
Yeah, but it comes from I'm not gonna get bored. I'll take a day off. But also, I got a law. If I don't like the beat, I don't save it. I don't have.
Nah, I agree with that.
I don't
do
have beats laying around.
Yeah.
So when people ask, like, Chuck, send me a pack, it's the last thing you're getting from me is a pack. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not that type of guy. All right, let me chop up this
Are we
lobster.
ready? It's time for the plate.
It's time for the chopping of this.
How you want to chop?
Fine, like brisket.
All right, I'm gonna let you.
I'm gonna let it cool down,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna do that. Let's get the pasta ready. A little bit of we'll use a little bit of the water, or drained out.
That plate.
Well, how we should do it is take the sauce, put the sauce in the bowl, put the noodles in the bowl.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, guys. This is how it goes. The finale. I'm gonna get the sauce over here. Want right here. How much sauce should we?
Get the majority of it. Right there. That's enough. But
should
like scoop
see.
some of that crab meat out of there, or that lobster meat. I said crab meat.
We actually use the cheapest imitation crab from Aldi today. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. People knock Aldi like they didn't win. Didn't they win an award for?
Aldi's
like,
is actually the best grocery store ever.
I'm saying they about to see us through these next few years ahead. So don't knock Aldi.
Nah, never knock Aldi.
Never.
Never treat Aldi like
They won an
brand new.
award for some kind of wine or champagne.
Yeah, no, that's what they do. They kind of create companies, because if you get placed in Aldi, it's like you grow from there.
Yeah, that's real. Okay,
There,
I got
there
some.
goes that.
What's that?
Let me get a pinch of salt.
Salt right over there.
Noodles.
Noodles.
Oh, I need
I'm just
some.
repeating what you're saying, bro. It's just like I'm not even really.
Here.
He's like noodles. I'm like noodles, but I don't have the noodles. I'm not helping at all. You did it, bro.
Yeah.
That's how we just talked about this, folks. Hot boiling water. He put his hand in it. Oh, let's go. Let's go. And you know what? You know what this needs? A little bit of sauce on top. Just a tad bit of the sauce on top like
Yep.
this.
Let it cook it. Yep. Just like that.
Get some on this side too.
You get a paper towel and plate it like just a little bit better. You don't even have to show that part. Just get it ready for the.
Yeah. Oh, see, that's beautiful. Oh, yeah. It's always the quietest when people are plating for no reason.
It's the time. Where's that good knife?
Beautiful. Ooh, sprinkle. Sprinkle me, baby. Let's go.
It's not parsley.
It's literally 8 a.m. and I've never just wanted to smash this whole entire dish. Like I'm not gonna have any.
Let me serve it to you. Yeah, I'm Chuck English. And that's Lobster Ragu. Go first.
Oh, that was generous of you. Okay. I'm trying to get a chunk of everything. Okay, let's. Okay. Okay. Let me try this. I didn't see that. This is really good. This is really good. Not that I'm surprised, I'm just enjoying it. It's really good.
Let's try.
All the flavors are there. See, he did it the right way. He went down so you can't see him drop food.
No, that was it.
It is, right?
Damn.
See, this is one of those things, now I gotta take a to-go box and just take this. I'm sorry.
Take that.
No, I couldn't. I'm definitely gonna take it. I definitely can. But no, so what is the name of the dish?
It's a lobster ragu or lobster bolognese. And it's my version of a seafood pasta.
Seafood pasta lobster ragu by the man Chuck English. Man, appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. How special? It's hot. It's served up. Let's go.